As Willie Nelson said, on the road again. But forget Willie Nelson. I just heard a Tone Loc song on the radio. Funky Cold Medina. I ain't heard that song since it was new. Anyway, while I got time to kill, I'm going to regale you with tales of customer service, both good and bad. First, my son has somebody parked on the side of the road. My son has a dentist appointment. Well, the dentist calls me and said, we're going to have to reschedule his appointment. The doctor will be out of town that week. I said, okay. She said, well, let me see. I said, well, I'll get with him, see what his schedule is, and see when we can make it there. And she was flabbergasted. I mean, it was just sputtering on the phone. But it never crossed her mind that I was not just going to take whatever appointment she had. Like, oh, let me make this completely about your decision. I thought that was kind of funny. I was like, you kind of get that with doctor's offices. A lot of the entitlement. But anyway, that happened the other day. So yesterday, same son, only son, said, I busted my screen on my phone. He'd cracked it months earlier, but now he dropped it and that crack turned into shattered. I said, okay. So we'll probably have to send it off. Got insurance. I'll check. So I called Verizon, who I got it from. They said, nope, you need to call a completely different company. My thought was, I pay you for the insurance. You call that company. I thought, okay. So I called the company, and they direct me to a website. Customer service, I mean, God forbid you actually talk to somebody. So I called the website. I thought, this is going to be an ordeal. And so I go, and they say, you answer some questions. Is the screen cracked? Yes. Is it still working? Yes. Will it turn on? Yes. All this stuff. So I answer it. They say, you got two choices. $30 to replace the screen, or $200 to exchange to get a new phone. I said, well, everything's worked but the screen. So I chose that option. I thought, okay, I'm going to send it off, get it. And I said, okay, when would you like a guy to come to your house and change the screen? I thought, what? So I picked a day for this morning. It's like a 2-hour window. And the website said the guy will come to your house, take your phone. He will not come into your house. He will sit out in his van and replace the screen on the phone. I said, okay. So I had to go to work. Told my son he'd have to be there, talk to the guy. Well, after the appointment, the son called me. Said he couldn't fix my phone. He said the screw is stripped and he cannot get the screen off. He gave me a number to call. You're going to have to send the phone in and get a new phone. I'm like, no, I'm not. So I called the number, and the number is strictly for AT&T customers, which again, go through Verizon, so that did not help. So I get back on the website, go to it, get the actual customer service number, and I noticed that the $30 I'd paid for the screen, they had moved that over to now I just had the option to replace it, and it was only $170. So basically they credited me that $30, but after finding a contact number, going through the countless menus, I finally, after about 45 minutes, got to talk to somebody. I said, they looked up. I said, the guy came by this morning, told me was going to change the screen, said he couldn't because the screw was stripped and would have to change the phone. I said, that phone's never been opened. So that screw was either stripped from the factory or he did it trying to take it off. I said, and I'm not paying $170 because he broke the phone worse. She said, put me on hold. She called, said, okay, I talked to the service tech. Yeah, he stripped your screw. I'm like, okay. They're like, well, we're going to have to get you a new phone. I said, I'm not paying $170 extra for it. She said, nope, that's getting waived. Good. She put me on hold forever to get all that, waived and approved and all this stuff. And finally she comes back on. She said, we have a same-day service. I thought, great, they're going to mail one out, and then I will return the other one. Nope. She said, would 5 to 7 this evening work? For what? Well, he's going to come, and the guy's going to come by, bring a new phone. He's going to transfer everything over, make sure everything's working, and take your old phone. I said, between 5 to 7 work? I said, yes, it will. I kind of worked myself up. I was ready to do some ranting, but everything went incredibly smooth. And kind of disappointed, to be honest. So I hang up with her, and less than 10 minutes later, my daughter Bob calls, and she starts ranting because her phone, I'm trying to remember what happened to it. I think the screen cracked on her phone. She cracked it. And same warranty, same company. She said, okay, I need my screen fixed. They said, you will have to mail it in, and we will fix it. She's like, okay. And she didn't know that I just went through this in the last, 24 hours. She mails it in. They keep her for a couple of days. They email her, said, we cannot fix your phone because it is locked. We can't get into it. She said, we will be returning it to you minus the SIM card. So she got another phone, called them up, or emailed them, said, no, why do you need to get into my phone to replace the screen? You don't actually have to even turn it on. And you are most definitely sending me a SIM card back, or sending mine back. They said, oh, okay, we'll send your card back. So she gets the phone back a couple days later. Surprise, surprise, no SIM card included. So she calls up complaining, and each phone call is taking hours. She calls up complaining. They said, go to a Verizon store, and they will give you another SIM card. Yours should have been returned. So she goes to the Verizon store, and Verizon tells her, no, we're just a franchise. If you want one, it's going to cost, it's $20. She said, I'm not paying because your repair people, they're like, well, they're actually a third company. I bought them through you, and I'm not paying for another SIM card. So apparently a lot of yelling, a lot of phone calls, a SIM card was given. Still got a cracked screen. She said, and the people at the Verizon store said, I don't understand why you send it in anyway. We send people out to fix those now. She told where she lives, said, we don't actually have anybody in this area. You will have to take it to a shop. That shop's an hour and a half away. Now she's telling me ranting about all this, and all I'm thinking is, really? Because I dealt with probably the exact same people. I had a great experience with them, except for the guy that stripped the screw and said, oh, your problem now. Other than him, but at least he did confess up, And why am I telling you all that? That's the $1 million question, because as you can tell, I have a lot of free time to drive and talk to myself and listen to Tone Loc songs. Actually, Cyndi Lauper's on that right now, and I gotta hear that. All right, go back to what you were doing.
The next day.
If nothing else, I am a man who will admit to his mistakes. I started this video talking about how I dealt with the company. Well, you heard it. I was all proud of how well they did their customer service, while Bob had issues. I thought, well, that was just an outlier on Bob there. They're actually really good. They've treated me well. Spoken too soon. So, when I left you, I was going to have a representative come to the house, drop off, or take my son's phone, trade it out for a new one, and set it up for him. Bada boom, bada bing, in and out, done. All from the comfort of my own home. So that meeting was supposed to take place between 5 and 7. They were going to text me 30 minutes before they arrived. Well, at about 6:20, I'm thinking they've got 10 minutes to text me to make their window. Let's make sure I didn't misunderstand the appointment time. So I get on their website, and they have a contact us button. When you do, a little chat window pops up. I thought, great, be talking to a bot. No, I actually got to chat with an actual person, a woman named Cheryl. I'm assuming it was a woman named Cheryl. The name Cheryl kept popping up. Anyway, I said, I just want to verify my appointment time. She just said, we don't have you have an appointment. And all this took, between each text, was a big gap of time. I don't know if they're using pigeons to carry messages. I guess they have no computer system. Or if they do, it's running on an old Radio Shack Tandy machine. I don't know. But anyway, she said, we don't have you as an appointment. Oh, I figured out what's wrong. They never completed the order. Okay. Let me check on some things. Wait. Okay. So, yeah, your appointment was tonight, but we cannot get hold of the technician. Whoa. Was it I don't have an appointment? Was it they didn't complete the order? Or did I actually have an appointment? Why is this story changing? How can that simple fact not show up? She said, well, they have enough time. They said, they will call you 30 minutes before your appointment. I said, but at this point, it's like 6:45. I'm like, how can they call me 30 minutes before my appointment when my appointment's before 7 o'clock? I said, unless they got a flux capacitor, that ain't going to happen. Cheryl said, well, they can still call you up until 7 to let you know they're on the way. If they don't, call us back. Okay, so call you back in 15 minutes. All right. So, 15 minutes passes. At this point, I'm not texting Cheryl. I call, get an actual person. And by now, I'm just furious. I went from being happy and Bob being mad to now I've surpassed Bob. Okay, I'm talking to someone. I explained to him what happened. They said, well, we can get you a phone mailed out. I'm like, it'll be Monday. Okay. I'm like, so what's my incentive here? So it still cost me $30 as opposed to $200, but it's going to cost me $30 because y'all broke my phone. Made it unrepairable. I'm like, she's like, well, I need to have a credit card on file in case you don't return the old one. I said, I've already given that credit card twice. I'm like, y'all don't need a credit card. Y'all ain't charging me. Okay. Let me see what I can do about waiving that. So now I am on hold for 45 minutes. Every couple minutes she came back. Are you still there? Yes, I'm still on hold. Finally I said, don't bother coming back and checking me. I'm going to be here. I'm used to being on hold with you. I've now been on hold for about a total of 2 hours. All through this day. So she kind of got snippy about that. So she didn't come back. So after about 45 minutes, she said, I asked them about waiving that, and they said they couldn't do it. I said, that's not good enough. So I went higher, I'm going to put you in charge of my manager. It's like, okay. I don't care who I have to yell at. So she comes on. She's like, I understand your frustration. She said, no, you most absolutely do not understand my frustration. I said, I called for a simple thing, to have a phone screen replaced. Y'all said, oh, we'll send somebody out. The technician you sent out broke the phone, made it unrepairable, and said, oh, you got to get a new one. It's going to cost you an extra $170. So we argued about that. Then you said, we will send you a replacement phone. We will have somebody come to your house. We'll have somebody come to your house, fix it. You won't have any issue. Okay, where's the window? Feel free to take time off work in a worldwide recession, lose hours, lose money, to sit at home to wait on our technician. Oh, okay. For the second time today, somebody has to be there, not working. This time it had to be an adult, so I said, well, your technician didn't show up, and all I was told was, well, just keep waiting. So then when I call, y'all can't even get your facts straight of whether or not I had an appointment. When you finally agreed you did, you're like, whoopsie. Now we'll just mail you one and you can do it your damn self. That was your attitude. I said, and you think I'm going to pay for that type of service? I said, not happening. She said, well, let me see. And of course, put me on hold repeatedly. She said, I absolutely cannot waive the $29.95. She said, but what I can do, she said, would you be willing to take a different phone? So describe different phone. She looked up what he had. He had an iPhone, I don't remember what it was, 10X Max or something like that. She said, would you be willing to do a 11X Max? So basically a phone upgrade. I'm like, the phone companies give you upgrades just to continue being serviced with them. That's not really a step up. So I got to go to Verizon and get that. Well, that's the best we can do. Fine. Said, she's like, okay, we will mail it to you, have all the instructions, and she said, but I do have to have that credit card on file. I said, get it from the other 3 people I've gotten it from. She said, I am so sorry that they did not keep that did not transfer over. Seriously, are you using a TI-84 to keep track of this stuff, man? I mean, jeez. I told him, I said, there better not be a charge on that card, and that phone you getting back, I'm beating the hell out of it. So you ain't gonna refurbish that and sell it to nobody. All because of a stripped screw. So yeah, felt pretty good about that insurance company. I don't know why. I felt pretty good after they screwed up. I thought, hey, they seem to be making things right. Now, Bob's right. They suck. Alright. I had to get that off my chest. Go back to what you were doing.